State Representative Justin Simmons, and welcome to my legislative report. Today we have the pleasure of being at the Valley Youth House, and we're joined by Lisa Weingartner. Lisa, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Lisa, can you explain to us a little bit about your organization and what exactly it does?
Sure. Valley Youth House is a private, not-for-profit. We've been in the Lehigh Valley for over 40 years. We have worked with families, children, infants at risk of abuse, neglect, mental health issues. We do prevention, intervention services, both in the home and in the schools. We work with foster care youth, trying to keep families together, and we do independent living services for youth who are homeless, runaway, or transitioning out of the foster care system.
Now we're at this beautiful facility here today. What exactly happens at this facility here?
This is our Great Beginnings facility. We've opened it in the last 2 years. It was a project relatively new that we began working on when we wanted to improve the lives more substantially for single, homeless mothers with children. And these are adolescents, so these are teen moms and sometimes dads. We can hold about 17 moms and their children, house them here, provide them independent living skills, get them ready to be out on their own, help them with parenting, connect their children with services they may need, and support them in becoming productive adults, non-dependent on county and state and federal systems.
How would you qualify to get into a program like this?
Well, first you have to call. You have to want the service. You need to be between the ages of 16 and 21, parenting or pregnant, or a father, so that would be parenting. You need to be motivated. You need to commit to some rules. There are some curfews. You need to meet with a counselor every week. For most of the kids, there's a small copay of about $60 a month. And we support them in things like transportation, grocery shopping, learning how to use public transportation, getting their education, so applying to schools or trade schools. You have to be committed.
Now today we're here speaking about my bill, HB 2204. Tell me how that bill would maybe help a program like yours.
So many of our kids, when the youth, the young adults, when they come to us with their children, they've been so focused, rightfully so, on where am I going to lay my head tonight and where am I going to lay my child's head tonight and how am I going to eat tomorrow, that really watching their own kids and their development is not the top priority. So allowing those infants, children, toddlers to now be eligible for services that would help not only the toddler but the parent focus on their child's development is super important. Not every youth or baby is going to need the service, but the fact that they're eligible opens up an array of options and opportunity. It also helps the moms feel less kind of intimidated to use that service, to use that system.
Well, Lisa, thank you very much for
You're welcome.
having me today.
Thank you.
One of the recent graduates of this facility had a few good words to say about this program, and we're going to take a look at that.
When I was about 13 years old, I became homeless. Many events led up to that. It was just constant jumping from house to house, certain worries that a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old child should not worry about. When I hit 16, I met my daughter's father, and I became pregnant, and it was even more of a struggle. Having to worry about my unborn child, my living situation, and just everything. And then I had my daughter, and I didn't really know what to do. I was very, very worried with a newborn and jumping around and just not having stability. And that's what I mainly wanted for my child. Finally, I heard about Valley Youth House and the Great Beginnings program. And I heard that they did have a program for, single mothers, teenagers that, didn't have anywhere to go. Coming to Valley Youth House, I knew that it was going to be great for me and my child. I knew that they were going to help me succeed and move forward and just be better, a better mother, a better, caregiver, a better provider for my child. I finally had a house. for multiple months at a time. It was a year, over a year. You know, they helped me obtain my birth certificate, my social security card, my ID. I didn't have any of them things. They helped me with certain things that I didn't know. Being a parent is new to me. I was a teenager. I was 18 years old. I didn't know. Hey, is my child supposed to be doing this? You know, it's stressful. I don't know what to do. I was a single mother. My counselor, who is a mother herself, Lisa, who is a mother herself, I can come to them and ask them certain things about parenting. Because of Valley Youth House, using the ages and stages, I knew that my daughter was ahead of where she was supposed to. I was also aware that the use of early intervention, I didn't really know what the program was until they came to me and they told me that there is a program just in case if my daughter was behind, if, you know, I felt that she was behind with anything, that it would help her. I would have a person come and they would help her and hopefully succeed in helping her be where she was supposed to be. But fortunately for me, my daughter was ahead. But they always told me that if I ever felt that I can use the services. Finally, I want to stress how the program helped me, and it has helped me to where I am today. And I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for Valley Youth House. And I thank everybody in Valley Youth House. I thank the donors. I thank everybody, because if it wasn't for them, the program wouldn't be possible. I wouldn't be here, and my daughter wouldn't have a home. Thank you.
We are now inside one of the apartments here at the Valley Youth House, and we're joined by Ken Klein and Megan Weant. How you doing today?
Good.
Good.
Very well, thank
Can you explain to us a little bit about this apartment that we're in?
Yeah, so typically what we have is we have mom and babies who move into the program. They get an apartment, we supply them with kitchen supplies and all the things they need to live in the apartment. They do their own cooking, their own shopping. They come from homeless situations where we have a life skills counselor like Megan who helps them learn how to do those things, to get a job, to go to school, all the things they need to do to be independent later in life. So this is a typical apartment. They have a kitchen, a refrigerator, obviously a stove, a microwave. We supply them with all the cooking utensils and things like that, but then they're really on their own, other than getting basic skills and cooking training and things like that, because the environments they come from, often they don't have these skills. So our job is to help them learn so they can be out on their own.
Great. You want to maybe
Sure.
show us some more of the apartment here?
Yeah, if you, obviously a bathroom, there's typically a large living room like this. They're provided with cable services. They obviously get electricity and heat and all those things. Sometimes there's a small copay because we find that when they invest in the program on their own, it means that much more to them.
Sure.
So they're investing their time, they're investing their resources, and this is where they live. This is where they spend a lot of their time. They have other people from the site who visit, and we try to make it more of a family atmosphere so they get together in their apartments and talk about things. We do cooking classes, we do all kinds of things. We take them to camp. So it's really more, we try to create more of a family environment than just somebody living in an apartment. So they tend to appreciate that because that's not something they've had in life,
Sure.
given their circumstances and where they've come from. So this is like a typical living room. They get we provide the furniture, the TV, all those things as well. Bedrooms typically look like this. We have 1 and 2 bedrooms. This is a 1-bedroom. So they've supplied with furniture, a bed. If they have a toddler, like the resident here does, we give them a toddler bed, whatever they need. If they have infants, we get them a crib, whatever's required for them to actually live here. So they manage their own things. We help them with clothing allowances and things like that, but then that's really up to them. There's a laundry on site where they do their own laundry.
Okay.
So they're responsible for all those things. It's like living on your own.
Sure.
With a little bit of support, and it depends on the kids, maybe a little bit more support sometimes, but as they progress through the program, they're typically here for a year and a half. By the time they leave, they should be ready to have employment. they've completed their education, typically a GED or a high school diploma. Sometimes they go on to college and start and get associates and things like that. But they have a job, they've learned the skills they need to live, and then they can live out on their own. And that's really the success story. When they're in their own apartment, they're taking care of their kids, they're doing their things they need to do to be a functional member of society. And we really kind of just a gentle nudge. You know, they all want what we have here, and they all want to be on their own. So we just give them a little nudge here and there, a little help here and there, and then they're on their own. And it's just really rewarding to see how they develop and, you know, where they go.
Well, thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You. Thank you.
All right.
And that's all for my legislative report today. Please join me next time. I'm State Representative Justin Simmons.